Hey everyone. So first of all, sorry for being late. I had troubles calculating Vivi's damage the last couple of days. I was super busy yesterday as well. So today is our unit review on Saturday for once. The next review is going to be on a Friday again. Should be easier going forward now that I got it all figured out. So pure-hearted Vivi, you hopefully saw me pulling for him. I got him off tickets, 11 tickets were used, and I'm super happy about this. Vivi isn't the must-have unit just like Zidane. He's just nice to have, and you will see why in this unit review. But first, let's just check out the overview. So in this base form, Vivi is an imbue bot mainly and a buffer, although he only buffs himself really. And in his Brave Shift, he is a magic reflect damage dealer. I know this sounds kind of weird if you haven't heard about Vivi before. And yeah, I will showcase it to you right now, what I mean with magic reflect damage dealer, because it's a cool mechanic, it's something new, we haven't had that yet, so let's dive right into the game, shall we? Okay, so we are back at our favorite punching bag, the training dummy. So let's check out Vivi real quick, right? Alright, so in an ideal case, you wanna pair Vivi with Steiner, because Steiner's limit burst provides 4 stacks of reflect. That is perfect, we will need that. Now alternatively, you can use Beatrix. Beatrix enhanced reflect can reflect up to 3 times, as you can see. And that is fine too, but it's going to diminish Vivi's damage. But first let's check out Vivi's kit, shall we? So let me just max stats him, because mine is still EX0. I will EX +1 him tomorrow and probably do a video on a boss, probably. We'll see. I gave him a rainy string. Anyway. Oh, it is, it's just a basic. Never mind. Alright, so, Trustmaster, Super Trustmaster passive is 150 magic. He's got 102, meaning if you equip Azure Radiance from Starlight Elena, he'll be attack or true double hand capped. His Chain Mastery is only 100, so you need a Savior of Souls Lightning's STMR. And other than that, he's got the typical stuff. So he's got his modifier boost on a cooldown. This modifier boost, in contrast to his both limit bursts, is not permanent. It's only 4 turns. And keep in mind, when you're using focus, which can upgrade his damage, it says up to 300, but it's 500 if I'm not entirely mistaken. Oh yeah, this is the unskilled version. It's up to 500, so keep that in mind. And the focus stacks are used up upon using the very first spell. Meaning from all the 4 spells you're gonna reflect, only the first one gains the focus damage boost. And the sad thing about this, the first cast is the weakest one, because that one has to build up the chain score. So, too bad, I guess. Other than that, he's got a little bit of magic, as you can see. You need to level up these magic abilities. Firaga, Thunderdagger, Blizzard, Meteor, I guess, I believe. And they deal 40x damage. But, like I said, via LB, you can and should increase them. So here, as you can see, you're boosting the parameters of all magic attacks by 10x. And in his Brave Shift, it's another 5x. Now, true Doomsday, please keep in mind that this targets the whole field of play. So your own team as well. You will need 100% dark resistance, or else you're gonna have a bad time. And the Brave Shift has really no real abilities. He's got the focus, he's got Life's Radiance, Encouragement, which is an MP and LB fill. And that's pretty much it. And he's got the magic abilities too. So there's not much to say about Vivi's kit, it's bare bones, but me personally, I like this more than the bloated kit of Cacteria or Behemoth, for example. This is just straight to the point, no real unnecessary abilities that nobody's ever gonna use, for example. Alright, so how does this reflect meme work? So all you need is Steiner, the loyal knight Steiner, that is the new one. You don't even need him at 7 star, it is absolutely fine to have him at 6 star, minus 6 star as well, for that matter. And you're gonna true Moonlight Slash, like I mentioned before, that is 4 stacks of Reflect. So let's do this. And what we can do now is we will quadcast Firaga, because Firaga is his strongest ability after buffing it up. So you can use 3-fold Firaga Blade Infusion, which is a 30% fire amp. And it imbues the party with fire as well. And the reason why this is better than the rest is because the rest of these infusions, they are only 15%. So ice is 15% and lightning is 15%. He can imbue them and amplify them. That's not the issue, but they are lower than the other ones. So let's cast Firaga 4 times. We got a few stacks, and that's pretty much it. And we reflected it all. And as you can see, this is self-chaining. And yeah, 159. Pretty good, isn't it? Pretty good. So yeah, this is how the Vivi reflect meme works. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So let's do that again. I like the mechanic, to be honest. So let's just repeat this one more time so you guys can see this once more. So here's the reflect, up to 4 times. Let's go. There we go. And let's quadruple Black Magic with Vivi, Firaga, 1, 2, 3, 4. Although it only states... Oh, never mind. Reflects magic. We only got 3 stacks though. Which makes me wonder why is it not 4 stacks. But we're not taking... I don't know. But let's reflect. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It reflected 4 times though. Alright, it's all good. But yeah. This is how the Vivi Reflect stuff works. It's pretty cool. I like it. I'm gonna use Vivi in Dark Visions going forward because even at 159, this is way more than enough for the chain score. So all is good. Alright, that's it about Vivi. You will see his best in slot, etc. In a minute for a specific chosen fight, which is a dragon fight, as just like I did last week for Cacteria. But yeah, this concludes the very short Vivi sneak peek. You will see more of him later this week. So back to the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this very short sneak peek of Pure-Hearted. Oh yeah, PB, Pure Black Mage. It is the Japanese name I used here. It's fine though, it's Pure-Hearted Vivi, but yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let's keep on with his Trust Master and Super Trust Master. His Trust Master reward is a materia, which provides 75% true double hand magic or true single wield magic. I'll be honest, I don't think he'll be using this. Because with his passive and the Trust Master or Super Trust Master passive, plus Azure Radiance, you will cap out true double hand at 400. So there's no point in using his materia. The 75% are a weird number to begin with, because I don't see any unit using that one. If there is, please tell me about it. I haven't found a single unit that this materia would be worth on using. The Super Trust Master, on the other hand, is a hat with 100 MP, 72 magic and 20 spirit. So this is the best hat for pure stats on magic DPS users. It is the highest hat in terms of magic that we have right now, if I'm not entirely mistaken. I haven't found another hat that has more, to be honest. So it is really good. I want it, you should want it. And I like the 100 MP on top of things because if you've watched my Scorn of Aemon video, you saw, for example, Venera run out of mana. I could have get her for more mana, but yeah, Mana is starting to become an issue again, isn't it? So yeah, I like the 100 mana on top of the highest magic in the game. Let's move on to the vision. Oh wait, there is no vision card. As you can see, this is not an error. This is not a joke. Vivi has no vision card of his own, which I find super lame. They just slapped the Zidane vision card on him as well, so when you EX +1 Vivi, you're getting Zidane's vision card, which I find super lazy, to be honest. So yeah, there's nothing to discuss about. It's a good vision card, but it's not for Vivi. So let's already check out the damage calculations. The assumptions, just like last week. We are facing a dragon boss in Dark Visions, for example, who has 22,500 spirit, 60% passive spirit, and 60% elemental resistance. We are buffing ourselves with 300 LB damage via Zidane STMR. Yes, I know the STMR is still broken. I am still super mad about this, but it's a fair assumption for the next month. So let's hope Gumi fixes this before the app update at the end of June. We are also buffing ourselves with 300 magic or SPR because Shuyu needs SPR instead of magic. We are using a 90% spirit break. We are using the best possible amounts of killers with varying amounts here because not everyone can gain 300% dragon killer. I made this one equally unfair to everyone, but to adjust this damage list towards evokers, I will also buff 150% dragon killer. We are using Cacteria in this case for every water damage dealer, so 135 water imperil. We are having a 130 fire imperil and, well, only 120 dark imperil. And obviously everyone, or mostly everyone, Luna is not, gets the 35 rod imperil. Alright, so let's check out Vivi's build for a dragon boss at EX +3. He's using Rod of Behemoth, he's using his own STMR. Keepsake Locket is Cacteria's, I believe, Trustmaster or Super Trustmaster. I believe it's a Trustmaster reward. Everything else should look very familiar. So he's at 225 magical dragon killer. And as you can see, he's at 10,893 magic with his max focus. This is an insane number, but keep in mind the 500 additional focus magic is going to get used up when using his used up on the first cast of his reflect stuff. So in reality, you are probably looking at something around 7,000. I have it on the charts in a few seconds, so we'll see that too. Right, here's the build for Cacteria. I've seen people wonder where Cacteria, or saying Cacteria can't wear rods. Yeah, she can't, but upgrade package allows you to wear rods. And this is why this build is so hard to do, because you need upgrade package. You can use honorable rod arts, but as you can see, you will have to sacrifice either LB damage or a dragon killer for that. So yeah, the best in slot case for Cacteria is super hard to pull off. It is what it is. And these are the builds for Shuyu, Roy Mustang, and Ibarra. I did not include Terra and Luna Freya because I believe all of you know how to build Luna Freya and Terra. And if you don't, just check out my usual Dark Visions videos for mage fights where I use Luna Freya and or Terra because the gear never changes. Also, just a small note here. Darkfina and Sol are on this list because I was lazy and just took it from last week. But they are excluded from the damage comparison because they've fallen behind so much. It doesn't make any sense to include them. Alright, and here's the damage comparison. So I'm using a new list or a new sheet provided by Rosebeef. She did the heavy lifting of this, so shout out to Rosebeef who did this updated list or spreadsheet so I could finally do this properly. And the important part we want to do this is or check out is Vivi plus Steiner combo. It had to be split up into the stored part because that is used up, and it's using a different modifier. It is a 5.x, 8x chain modifier here, because you have to keep in mind the first hit of Vivi hits for a 1x chain modifier, the second for 1.2 I believe, and it then slowly creeps up to 6x. And if you take the weighted average, you end up at 5.8 chain modifier for the first cast. The second, third, and fourth reflect, they are all 6x mod cap, but since we have to split up the hits, the ability modifier on the stored part is lower, obviously, and the unstored part is higher, but you are looking at less magic. So the first hit has the 10,893 magic that you've seen beforehand. The second one has the 7,873 I just mentioned. So in total, Vivi is going to deal 1.6 billion damage, which is pretty close to Terra and Luna Freya combined, which sounds absurd, but this is a real application. It is super strong, but keep in mind you're using 2 units here, whereas with Terra and Luna Freya, you would use 1, but deal less damage. So I know I've seen memes where people say you have to halve Vivi's damage because you're effectively using 2 units to do this. Well, yeah, if you do this, Vivi is still super strong, because he'd be dealing 800 million, which is still above Terra, but slightly below Luna Freya. But taking into account that Vivi may use 2 units, you are using Luna Freya and Terra to get the same damage. So, calculating Vivi's damage provided to be super useful. So, yeah, I just explained why there is a 5.x modifier. So let me just reiterate on the fact why this is so difficult. The reflect stuff is hard to calculate in general because he gains 20% on top of all of this. So how do we get to 417 and 1252? So you have to keep in mind that we are using his modifier boost. So his base is 40. You can add another 15 from his LB. So one LB is 10, the other is 5. And that is already 55. You now have to then weight this average with 5.x. And you have to increase this by 1.2, etc. And you will get up to 417. Now, oops, I forgot the 58. Sorry. Let me just fix this. 5.8. Yep, that one does the trick. And this is how you get to the modifier. The same applies to the unstored part, by the way. It's just multiplied by 3. Alright, so I hope this made things clear. And as you can see, Vivi is really strong in that regard. But this really requires Steiner, because if you're using Beatrix with the 3 stacks, you've seen this before, it works with Beatrix. She has 3 stacks of Reflect, but using only 3 stacks of Reflect is going to significantly lower Vivi's damage here. Alright, so how does Vivi fare in the meta? He's undoubtedly strong, and he'll make Dark Vision so much more enjoyable just because you can't stop caring about the train score. It's just you reflect and you're up to at least 159. In a best case scenario, it should be 149 or 192, sorry, 192. So no issues at all with the train score anymore. And you can just cap this with Luna Freya and you'll be done. Regarding trials, Vivi is very strong for trials, but there's only one trial left. It's some unspeakable name that I cannot pronounce for the life of me, but there's one more trial left and it's very far out. It's probably 2 to 4 months away. So yeah, but if your backlog of trials is huge, Vivi is a great addition for your team. He can easily do the Chimera trial, he'll easily do all the other ones as well, so He probably won't be the best option for the Genie's trial because Vivi is really bad for AoE fights. But for single target fights, he really shines. Vivi really requires you, just like I mentioned, to have either Beatrix, she's not the best option, but she gets the job done, or the Loyal Knight Steiner at 6 or 7 stars. 6 stars is enough, I just showed it to you, with 4 reflect slots, exactly, stacks, and he's the best in slot pair for Vivi. So yeah, should you pull? Vivi is not needed at all, but he's super nice to have. If you want a super strong mage that to brainlessly cap chains, Vivi's got your back. And this is the main reason why I pulled for him. It's not so much about the future trial we're getting or capping Dark Vision mage stages. It's just that he makes life so much easier. And he's a fun unit to have. He's a future-proof unit as well because his magic damage is so high and he does a lot of things. He's got the reflect damage, the chain score. It's so good to have him. And obviously the STMR also makes him worth pulling. Will I use an STMR mock on him? Probably not. I can just wait until I EX+2 him. We'll see. I'm not rushing things at all with Vivi. I still have 1 month to do, so I will get it eventually. Alright, and that pretty much also already concludes this unit review of Vivi. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see each other very soon. I still have the 6 Dragoon meme team clear of this month's Dark Visions physical stage on my list. I will also do a Vivi Dark Visions clear for the mage stage once I EX+1 him, which should be tomorrow if I'm not entirely mistaken. So yeah, a lot of things to do, and we'll see each other at the very latest tomorrow, but I believe later today for the 6 Dragoon meme team. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope this helped. See you later.